I've seen a lot of videos that are coming out on a country called Uzbekistan, and they're leaving out a lot of things that this country has that people need to understand, especially if you're thinking about going to a country and establishing residency and maybe eventually getting the passport. And all these videos, none of them mention any of these things that I'm going to be going over. And I think these are the most important things you got to be looking at if you're going to be looking at moving to a country. Let me give you an example before I start with this country here. Let's look at Malaysia, for instance. I see a lot of people that go to Malaysia, and I think it's a big waste of time if you go to these countries and you're not planning on getting the passport. As you know, Malaysia is a very difficult country to get the citizenship in, and then you're going to have to relinquish all your other passports to get that citizenship because it doesn't allow dual citizenship. Now, let's go over Uzbekistan and let's look at what you should be looking at compared to what this country offers. Again, when you pick a country, I think you should be looking at like the flag theory, which you can get on our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Look at the top bar and look where it says flag theory. You need to be looking at that, and that's what you should be going by when you're getting a second passport and how you should be conducting your travel and your taxes and stuff. Now, one thing that you ought to be looking for is search for countries that have either a pure tax haven status or either a territorial tax system. Y'all should be looking for a country that offers dual citizenship. I mean, why would you want to go to a country and reside there if eventually you can't get the passport? To me, that doesn't make sense. I see a lot of people doing this with countries like, for instance, Malaysia. Or to get the passport, you have to, even if the passport's easy to get, if you have to relinquish all your other passports, folks, you don't want to do that. That's the way the government controls you. If they make you cut all your other passports out, then if that's the only country you got the passport with, all they got to do is just cancel your passport or choose not to renew it. And you're stranded. You can't do anything. You don't want that type of pressure put on you. You want sovereignty over your life, and you want to be able to control that. Okay, now, Uzbekistan does not allow dual citizenship. Okay? It does have an income tax. The income tax is actually, it's not like Germany, but it's fairly high. And then on top of that, you're going to have to give up not only if you've got one passport, you're going to have to give up all the passports. And remember, this is not an English-speaking country. Most of the people that you're going to talk to there cannot speak English. And to get the passport, eventually you're going to have to pass a language test. These are things that people just don't think about when they go and do a residency. And then they'll put it in the time for residency, and then all of a sudden they realize they can't get the passport for some reason. Okay? And this is foolish. You need to be, especially if you're going to be paying for a fast-track program citizenship, and then you're looking at maybe a second, third, or fourth passport, and you just paid for a lot of money for a fast-track program passport, and then you go off in a residency program, and there's no way you can get the passport. Or if you can, you're going to have to relinquish all your other citizenships, including the fast-track program you just got. I've seen so many people do this. Believe it or not, they don't do enough homework before they actually get that residency program in place. And again, pick one you can get that passport that's not going to have a language issue. And I would pick a country that speaks your language and does not require you to give up your other passport. And make sure they get good tax laws. I'll be honest with you. I would just leave out every country that does not have either a pure tax haven status or a territorial tax system, which means if you live in that country, they don't tax any income outside the country. Uzbekistan doesn't allow dual citizenship, and you're going to have to pay what I call fairly high taxes if you want to go there. And this is something that you really need to think about. But persons who have renounced, these are things you're going to have to do to get the citizenship in Uzbekistan. Now, persons who have renounced former citizenship and has resided in Uzbekistan for at least 5 years, and you're going to have gainful employment there, and also you're going to have to relinquish any other citizenships that you got because Uzbekistan does not allow dual citizenship. So this is the key question. Do you want to go through all this to get the passport and then also pass some sort of language test in a probably pretty difficult language? You know, it used to be part of Russia, so they probably allow the Russian language as one of the languages that you could pass. But it's going to be a difficult test to take to get this in. But I've seen so many people. I even saw a video that Jimmy Rogers was talking about that would be a good country that you ought to be looking at right now. But for the following reasons, I would tell you, don't go there. Okay, these are some things that I would be telling you. Pick other countries that have, you're looking at basically 61 visa-free or visa-free arrival countries and territories that you can travel to. Compare that with St. Kitts, to give you an example. St. Kitts, you can go to about 158 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival, about 2.5 times more countries. St. Kitts is an English-speaking country, allows dual citizenship. You don't have to pick St. Kitts, but I'm just giving you an example that and St. Kitts doesn't have the best passport in the world, but it's a lot better than Uzbekistan. So my question is, why would you want to go there? Now, somebody might say, well, Tom, you know, they have good natural resources and things that you can invest in. Well, you can do that without moving there and then save yourself from paying ridiculously high taxes. You know, you're looking at 20-something% is their top marginal rate for taxes. And do you want to pay that? And you might say, well, that's not, you know, that's not very high. Well, it might not be, but what about zero? Why not live in a territorial tax system where you got zero income taxes, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax? These are the things I would be looking for when you're looking for a second, third, or fourth passport. Now, to give you an example, when you're looking for this, like for instance, residents are taxed at progressive. These are people that are residents of Uzbekistan. I always have trouble pronouncing that name, but residents are taxed at progressive scale rates with top marginal rates at 23% on all types of income paid in cash or in kind, except for income from rent, which are taxed at 8.5%. Now, non-residents are taxed at 20% on their employment income, 10% on dividends and interest, and 20% on non-employment income. There are a lot better options than this, folks. Look at our other YouTube videos. But the reason I'm bringing this out, there have been so many things that have come out on Uzbekistan, and in my opinion, it doesn't have anything that I would desire at all. And if you like cold weather, this would be a plus. But if you don't like it, you don't want to move there because it's cold most of the year. If you want to know more how to legally get around high income taxes or how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And number 2 is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And also go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.